Hi Canisius, it's Wednesday, December 2nd, and I'm Gayle. In today's news, we will discuss Elaine Cilarino's return to Canisius College to receive the 46th Presidential Medal. We will also give you an inside look on SPB's annual Christmas in the Quad. And as always, we will keep you up to date on what's happened in sports this past week, as well as all of the upcoming events on campus. Stay tuned, this is Canisius Connection. On Tuesday, December 1st, Canisius College welcomed Elaine Cilarino to Montanti to receive the 46th Presidential Medal. Cilarino, a Buffalo native, writes the Letter from France column in the New York Times. During her time as a journalist, she received the Distinguished Public Service Award, as well as the Excellence in Journalism Award for her work in the Middle East and Grenada. Well versed in international affairs, she talked about the brutal attacks in Paris, as well as the new book, The Only Street Left in Paris, Life on the Rue des Martyrs. Griffin insider Alexis Book gives us the inside scoop.
Today we welcome Canisius College alumna Elaine Cilarino to receive the 46th Presidential Medal. A writer for the New York Times and a former Paris bureau chief, Elaine comes today to talk about her book, The Only Street in Paris.
Thank you very much, Debbie, and congratulations to the Women of Canisius Initiative. We look forward to many memorable nights here on the campus, celebrating the important place that women have had on our campus since, this is the 50th year, since 1965. You know, it's one of the great pleasures of being president of Canisius College to be able to confer the honors of the college upon deserving individuals who, through their lives, their work, and their examples, are worthy of being held up as a testament to a life well lived. Tonight, we welcome back to Canisius Elaine Cilarino, who from her earliest days as an undergraduate in the late 60s gave her professors more than a glimpse of what was to come. Today, we are extremely proud to add you as the 46th recipient. Congratulations, Elaine Cilarino. Please come forward.
2.5 weeks ago, Paris was struck by terrorism. So this evening is a time to mourn and to honor the memory of the victims. But it's also time to celebrate a way of life, the Paris way of life. After the attacks, the terrorists warned that they would strike again, and that the French people would even fear traveling to the market. Well, I can tell you that my Parisian neighbors are resilient. And the morning after the attacks, the greengrocers and the butchers and the cheesemongers on the Rue des Martyrs were open for business. The mood was somber, but there was solidarity with the victims and with France. The routine of daily life must go on. So allow me to talk about the Parisians who live and work on the Rue des Martyrs. They shared their stories and welcomed me into their homes and shops. They gave me lessons about food, wine, history, religion, family, and about gilding wood, sharpening knives, collecting books, even trapping mice. Most of all, they gave me their trust. So this book is a book that bears witness to a way of life that the terrorists tried to tear down. It is also the story of a love affair. A mad, passionate, all-consuming, never-ending love affair with a street. La Hanse. She's the only woman in Paris who repairs 18th century mercury-driven barometers. And if you go into her shop when she's working and you're quiet, she'll invite you to the back room and you can watch her work. There's even a century-old bookstore where the woman who owns it, whose name is Gilbert, but nothing to do with Proust, The woman who owns it keeps the bookstore closed in the mornings, not because she's semi-retired in her mid-70s, but because she's too busy at home reading all the books. She will only, Dr. Thompson wrote that. Wouldn't you love it? She will only sell a book if she's read it. And she doesn't even have a computer. She has no card catalog. She keeps it all in her head. Because this is a street that is steeped in history. And we need to preserve it. Because on this street, the patron saint of France was beheaded. Does anyone know who that was?
You did.
Who said that? Frank.
I read the book, so.
You didn't have to say, you could have just pretended that you could have just shown your natural brilliance, Frank. Santini was the 3rd century rock star missionary who was doing so well converting the pagans to Christianity that the Roman soldiers marched him up to the top of the Rue des Martyrs and beheaded him and his companions. But those of you who remember the story know that Santini refused to die. So he picked up his head, he washed it off in a fountain, and he carried it up several miles north where the fancy Santini Basilica is, you know, where they buried the kings and all. Who's ever been to the Santini Basilica? Anybody here? Yep, okay, so you know this grand basilica.
Don't go anywhere, Canisius. When we come back, Lauren and Mike will give you the latest in sports.
Everyone loves the picture I posted of you.
AT&T reminds you, it can wait.
Hi Canisius, it's time once again for Kessler's Corner. Filling in for Brandon Rudd this week, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Mike McQuade. It's time once again to bring you the latest in Canisius sports, starting off with men's basketball. Lauren?
Thanks, Mike. The Canisius College men's basketball team faced off against St. Peter's this past Friday, where Phil Valenti led the way with 14 points and 8 rebounds. This no doubt played a part in the Griffs' win, finishing 98-86. Valenti also led his team in their game against Quinnipiac on Saturday, with a total of 25 points scored and 9 rebounds. Unfortunately, the Griffs just lost the game, 76-78. Luckily, the Griffs did have a bit of redemption as the women's team played St. Peter's this past Friday, with Jasmine Mungo leading her team to victory with 14 points and 8 rebounds, giving the Griffs their victorious final score of 60-53. An amazing week, wouldn't you say, Mike?
Oh, I'd say so, Lauren. But that's more than I could say for the men's hockey team. The The Griffs had a mixed week in hockey as the men's hockey team lost their first game against Air Force this past Friday with a score of 2-3. However, the Griffs were able to redeem themselves on Saturday as they won their second game against Air Force with a score of 4-2.
And once again, the universe is in perfect balance. In the week ahead, both the men's and women's swimming and diving teams will be competing on Friday, December 18th at Cleveland State in the Flickinger Center.
Well, guys, that's all for the last episode of the season of Kessler's Corner. Until next time, she's Lauren Snow.
And he's Mike McQuade.
And we'd like to wish our loyal viewer a very Merry Christmas. See you guys next year.
Bye.
What?
Welcome back to Canisius Connection. Last Wednesday, the Student Programming Board hosted their annual Christmas in the Quad celebration. The event gave students a chance to wind down during the last few weeks of the semester and get into the holiday spirit. Our own Mike McQuade was there to capture the Christmas spirit.
Hello and welcome, Canisius. My name is Mike McQuade, and I'm your roving reporter of Awesometude, which is a cross between awesomeness and attitude. Today is December 2nd, and SPB is putting their end-of-the-year party together, Christmas in the Quad. And like every year, they spared no expense.
Spared no expense. We spared no expense.
Spectacular design. Spared no expense.
Spared no expense. We spared no expense.
Spectacular design. Spared no expense.
This event is the greatest Christmas event on all of campus. And now it's time to go take a look. This is Commuter Life.
The event featured Tim Hortons hot chocolate, Christmas cookies, ironic inflatables, a make-your-own ornament station, a hut where students could get a printout of what their name means, a photo backdrop for Christmas cards, and of course, selfies with Santa.
Everybody with sweaters! Everybody with sweaters!
The event also featured carnival games that students could play in order to win tickets, including penguin ring toss, regular ring toss, penguin bowling,
She got one in. She got one in. Oh, good job.
magnetic balloon darts, catapult the crazy snowball into the basket, and one game that wasn't even Christmas related, where you catapult Beanie Babies into a trash can. Your guess is as good as mine. After playing the games, students could cash in their tickets for a variety of prizes.
How many people have redeemed prizes tonight?
600.
600. Yeah, that many?
35.
35. What's the most popular prize?
The bear, it's gone. The teddy bear is gone. It's not there.
Yeah.
We're also giving away these hats. They have ears.
That's great. Well, that's all for this episode, guys. And this is the last episode of the season. So until next year, have a very Merry Christmas. And remember, I got it covered.
Thanks, Mike. Looks like it was a jolly good time. Ho, ho, ho. If you're looking for a break from studying this week, make sure to cheer on the Griffs at the Harbor Center this Sunday. Need a ride to the airport for winter break? Canisius will be offering shuttle services to the airport, the Depew train station, and the city train station from Friday the 18th to Sunday the 20th. If you'd like to reserve a spot, please go down to the Office of Student Life. Well, that's all we have for you today. Keep up to date on what's happening on campus by following Griffin TV on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We are a new show every Wednesday on channel 4.1 at 7 p.m. For the final time this semester, this has been Alexis Book. Good luck on your finals and have a wonderful winter break, Canisius.